New photo leaks online could hint at Manny Pacquiao versus Mikey Garcia possibly happening next. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also subscribe to my channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. If you want to become part of the gang notification gang, please hit the bell icon. Shout out to the Super Chat channel donations, the Venmo donations, the Cash App, and the Patreon family. We working. Sign up for Patreon. Link is in the description. It does help the channel in a phenomenal way. When you guys click on that link, should be right there in the description. And I just dropped a group session where the members and Patreons, they get to speak with me, and you get some different perspectives and opinions and voices. I dropped one today. It's over an hour-long content, and that's what we're doing. We're setting the standard, keeping that boxing talk alive for the Patreons and channel members. So check out that video as well. If you want to become part of those sessions, you can become a YouTube channel member by hitting the join button, or again, Patreon. Now, I came across this and I had to make a video about it. And Manny Pacquiao's been quiet. We don't know what's next for him, but we know he should be coming back after a great performance over Keith one time. You better not duck me, Thurman. People are anxious to see Pacquiao back. That really boosted and bolstered Pacquiao's long-standing Hall of Fame resume. You know, it was a great performance. And I always wanted to see Pacquiao when he was with Top Rank at the end. You know, a lot of his opponents weren't the opponents like the Jesse Vargas. No shade to anybody, but Jesse Vargas and Chris Algieri. I don't even think Chris Algieri beat Ruslan Provodnikov. I thought it was close, but I thought Ruslan edged it. I only watched that fight once, but, you know, Brandon Rios was coming off a loss. Pacquiao was coming off a loss. There's just fights that Tim Bradley 3. I wasn't even really looking forward to fights like that, but definitely was when it came to Pacquiao Thurman. Even Pacquiao Broner was cool. So since he teamed up with PBC, I think he's fought some of the younger, bigger names. And now it looks like he may fight Mikey Garcia. So longtime Pacquiao advisor Sean Gibbons posted this yesterday, and I seen it. And it's a picture of Keith Thurman, obviously, and Mikey Garcia. And this is the caption. It says, 1 down, 1 to go. And then he put a fist, so like fight, and he put the Filipino flag, the Mexico flag, and the USA flag, right? So I'm not the smartest brother in the world, but Pacquiao, he's from General Santos. Yes, it's up to my promoter. Right? He's from the Philippines, the Filipino flag. Then you have a flag of Mexico and then the US flag. And Mikey Garcia happens to be Mexican-American. So could this be a hint that a long-standing fight that has been discussed got done? It says 1 down, 1 to go, Filipino flag, and then a Mexican flag, the Mexico flag, the flag of Mexico, with an American flag. So you could say, oh, maybe it's a Thurman rematch, but Thurman is not Mexican, so I don't know what that flag would, I don't know what would be the purpose of putting that flag. So Mikey Garcia versus Pacquiao, that's a good fight. You see he tagged Pacquiao. He tagged Paradigm Sports, who also manages Conor McGregor. That's a new deal that Pacquiao did. And TGB Promotions. And he even tagged Mikey Garcia. There's no Thurman tags or anything like that. So could this mean that Pacquiao got the Mikey Garcia fight? Or let me rephrase that Mikey got the Pacquiao fight. And this is what Mikey is wanted. Mikey's more in the free agency where he can pick and choose. He's not like bogged down or tied. His last fight was on DAZN, And speaking of DAZN, the thing is this, DAZN pretty much, for lack of a better word, they overpaid him for what the Jesse Vargas fight was to fans. And they paid him like $7-8 million. It wasn't really a big fight. He was coming off of a bad loss to Errol Spence where he lost every round. But now he's back with the win in the win column. So this could spell trouble if PBC really did get the Mikey Garcia Manny Pacquiao fight done, because on PBC they still believe in pay-per-views. DAZN, for whatever reason, came in the game ostracizing pay-per-view and trying to separate themselves from the whole pay-per-view market, and came out with their own, pay-per-view is dead, bye-bye pay-per-view, and these little slogans. And that doesn't seem to have worked, because when it comes to pay-per-view is still needed in the market space in a combat sport. because that's how you justify two big names. Mikey Garcia, he's earned M's before. He's a big name. He's a big deal. He comes from a fight family. Same with Pacquiao, legend. So if you want those fights, typically it's been customary that you go on pay-per-view. Sean Porter, Errol Spence, Mikey versus Errol Spence. There were two undefeated fighters when they fought. So these fights require the fans' contribution by supporting the pay-per-view. That's just how it's been. And I'm from the old school. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know? So I think this spells trouble for DAZN if PBC did get this fight done, because to my understanding, Mikey Garcia did a one-fight deal with DAZN with the ability to match offers. So if Mikey Garcia gets an offer from PBC or Top Rank or something, because he's in that free agency, then you have to give DAZN the opportunity to match, which is cool. But with the recent news from DAZN, how are they going to match a pay-per-view with Pacquiao? Even if you have the money to do it, does it make sense to do it? So you can't put Mikey Garcia in with, like, who's on DAZN in the welterweight division where Mikey says he wants a title. So all the titles, all the champions, except for Crawford, who's with Top Rank, are on PBC. Errol Spence got 2 belts. Manny Pacquiao consolidated with Keith Thurman. He got 1 belt. So if Mikey truly wants to become a champion, that means he would have to fight Terrence Crawford or PBC's Errol Spence or Manny Pacquiao. You know, he said he wants to be a 5-division champion. So how can DAZN match that? You know what I mean? Beyond that, not having a champion in the 147 division, because Mikey's not the biggest guy. So who is he going to go to 54 and fight? You know what I mean? And even 54 is pretty much owned by the PBC. The best fighters with the biggest names are with PBC at 54. And that seems out of Mikey's realm anyway, so I'm not even going to spend too much time talking about it. So it's looking bad for DAZN, because even if they match it, who could they match him with that works with DAZN, that fights on DAZN, like Brandon Rios, his former teammate, Humberto Soto? Those aren't big fights. So you would have to overpay Mikey trying to match what he can make versus Pacquiao on PBC in a pay-per-view. So this is nothing official. I'm just spitballing based on that, picture, that leaked picture from Sean Gibbons. But Mikey may have got his wish, because he's been talking about wanting to fight Pacquiao. It's a good fight. It's a title fight. Pacquiao fought Juan Manuel Marquez 4 times. So that combination of Pacquiao versus a Mexican fighter accounts for, or even a Hispanic fighter, accounts for a lot of Pacquiao's biggest fights, like 4 Marquez fights. The Marquez 4 did over $1 million on pay-per-view, and it's a legendary fight, right? He's also fought David Diaz and Eric Morales 3 times, and Marco Antonio Barrera. So Pacquiao, Antonio Margarito at the AT&T Stadium where the Dallas Cowboys play. So that is a big fight. So if this DAZN, if they did this 1-fight deal and they can't match, if Mikey does go over and fight on pay-per-view, then it's going to be a bad look for DAZN, because you signed him to a 1-fight deal, overpaid him, and then he kind of finagled and played the system. And if he goes to PBC, that's a fight I'm definitely checking for. And I know he's wanted the fight. And as far as Pacquiao, I respect Pacquiao. Pacquiao has just fought a young, hungry lion. He fought Adrian Broner, younger than him, arguably a bit bigger than him, and Keith Thurman. So Mikey Garcia, size-wise, he's a danger just because he's a good technical fighter and counterpuncher, but it'll be someone more Pacquiao size. Mikey and Pacquiao, I don't recall seeing them next to each other, but just, I've stood next to both of them. They're closer in size. So I could very well see Pacquiao choosing to fight Mikey Garcia coming off the Keith Thurman performance. And I'm not mad at it. So we'll have to see if the fight got done. But I like it. Mikey Garcia, he's hell-bent on fighting at 147 for a title. Like I said, Pacquiao is a legend, 70-plus fights. People forget Pacquiao got 70-plus fights, bro. And he looked good versus Keith Thurman. He had Keith Thurman leaking. So it's a dangerous fight. Pacquiao looked good in his last. Look at the boy Thurman. Manny looked good. Oh, yes, I believe my fight with Keith, look at Thurman, bro. So that's a dangerous fight, and I know it'll sell. I know it'll sell. So I'm just anxious on Fox to see if they got this done. Pacquiao's also doing like politics and his senatorial duties and stuff. Damn, he had that boy Thurman leaking. He's doing his senatorial duties, right? Damn, look at Keith, bro. Look at these. He has a snot rocket of blood, bro. Pacquiao was active in that fight. But anyway, Pacquiao's doing his senatorial duties. So at the end of the day, he only has certain windows he can fight anyway. So they kind of have to get the ball in the rolling, because I imagine, even though Pacquiao, he's a gym rat, he stays in shape, as you can see right here. Look. Boo boo. Do do do. Do 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 do. I like when Pacquiao be in the rhythm. Boo 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 boo. Do 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 do. I believe in my next fight, if Mikey Garcia, I could Ricky Hatun. Woo 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 woo. So Pacquiao at his age, like whatever age he is, 41 or whatever, he would want to be active. And like I said, with his senatorial duties and being in a pandemic and helping his country and helping his people and stuff like that, he's only has certain windows he can even fight. And you wouldn't want Pacquiao to just sit on the shelf at his age, especially with his style. He wants to, you know, I would assume, get in there and fight. So it sounds like they have some new, it says 1 down, 1 to go. So it sounds like they have some Pacquiao news coming. Again, I'm just going off of the little clues and stuff. Either way, I'll do an updated video when Pacquiao announces. This is nothing official. I'm just observing. But huge loss for DAZN. And the other thing is DAZN is this. DAZN, they're having money woes. Ryan Garcia says he wants more money, so we don't know when he's fighting next, because he seems to be beefing with Golden Boy. They're asking Canelo Alvarez to do a pay cut. Billy Joe Saunders withdrew from the Canelo negotiations, you know, which would be his biggest fight, over pay and little time to prepare. Amanda Serrano said that Eddie Hearn, who works with DAZN, is worse than horrible. And she was, before the pandemic, she was supposed to fight Katie Taylor. And now during the pandemic, they were trying to reschedule it, but they had financial woes. They're saying Chocolatito and Estrada too, you know, money is an issue. Chocolatito's won over $1 million, different things like that. So I understand DAZN contract and Eddie Hearn contract with Mikey says it was a 1-fight deal with Vargas with the ability to match. But if Mikey's fighting Pacquiao, I don't see how they can match it. And even if they do match it, whatever he's going to get on a pay-per-view versus Pacquiao, if he fights on Fox pay-per-view, it wouldn't be sensible to match, because who could they, he already beat Jesse Vargas. Who does DAZN have that makes a big fight for Mikey Garcia like a Pacquiao, to the point where you can offer him $10-12 million again, you know, or $7-8 million in a pandemic? You know, I think the biggest fight is, and this is why you don't alienate yourself from the pay-per-view business model, in my opinion, because you're asking, it's like having a barbecue. I can understand buying some of the meat and stuff and say, bring your own beer, you know, bring some sodas, some paper plates, some napkins, you know, bring some hot dogs and hot links, hot dog buns. Because when you're asking other, like the 40, 50, 60 people that are going to be at your barbecue, you're asking them to chip in. So you're not stuck footing the whole bill. You get what I'm saying? DAZN try to come in and change the business place and the marketplace and swallow the whole cost, but it's failing. Now they're talking about, we might raise the price to $50 a month. Eddie Hearn said he wants that, or they're talking about going on pay-per-view. These are bad signs. So if they let Mikey Garcia get away and fight Pacquiao on a rival promoter's network, like this could be the case, which is the reason for this video, then that's a huge blow. Huge blow, because their DAZN schedule is looking real light. That's light bars. It's looking real light. We'll see. When Manny Pacquiao announces, you know, he's a businessman and a fighter, so I'll let him announce it. But I'm just looking at the clues, and if he's fighting Mikey Garcia, count me in. That's a good fight. It's a reasonable fight. Like I said, Mikey got a win back in the win column, and his advisor, one of them, is saying 1 down, 1 to go. So it looks like they have some news regarding Pacquiao's return. That's how I interpret it. So let me know how you interpret it, what you think of Manny Pacquiao versus Mikey, in the comment section. Also subscribe to ESPN Plus using my link. It's below in the affiliate section. It does help the channel grow, so I can get, you know, mics and equipment and put out fire content for you guys. ESPN Plus, home of a lot of original content. They got docuseries, including some Pacquiao fights, archive boxing and UFC fights, exclusives, BTS, docuseries. Click on the link in the description if you want some ESPN Plus content. And you can get it as a standalone app or bundle it, ESPN Plus, Hulu, and Disney Plus. All 3 apps, one price, $12.99. Let me know what you guys think of a potential purported Mikey Garcia versus Manny Pacquiao. And to me, what I'm saying is not far-fetched, because I know Manny Pacquiao, Mikey Garcia, and Manny Pacquiao is a reasonable fight. And I know Manny, look, DAZN even, wow. So DAZN even made a video that said Mikey Garcia versus Manny Pacquiao. So they even interviewed him. So we know he wants to fight. Mikey Garcia still, look, DAZN. So again, if DAZN doesn't get this fight, then that's gonna be bad, because they're advertising it. Mikey Garcia is still targeting Manny Pacquiao fight in 2020, but considering other opponents. So, you know, it's gonna be a battle to see who gets this fight or if the fight is done. But according to Sean, you know, who works with Pacquiao for a while, he didn't tag nothing about DAZN. He just tagged ESPN and TGB, who works with, you see the tags? He didn't tag DAZN. You see what I'm saying? He tagged Mikey. He didn't even tag Keith Thurman. But TGB works with PBC. So we'll see how it all plays out. Let me know what you guys think. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. Good fight. And I'll update you whenever Pacquiao announces. As always, hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video is Ego signing off. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button, and you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxing Ego, the future of boxing.